welcome back. Today is the 15th of February and it's about 3:15 or about 3:30 in the afternoon. If you hear some kids screaming and that, school's just finished and I live across the road from a primary school. So there is no topic that I want to talk about here. I just want to, it's a diary, so I'll just splurt out what's on my mind. So one thing I did want to talk about was a quote that I heard last night and it really hit home. I was watching the Revenge Body and a lady that was doing the show, she said something and it was just a moment where it was like, holy shit, that's true. She said that what people have said about her or what they've done to her has defined her. It's defined her personality, it's defined the way she looks, it's defined her as a whole. And I totally agree. I grew up not feeling, how can I say it? So I was bullied in primary school and a little bit of high school, and I feel like what they have said to me, these people that have bullied me, it's defined who I am as an adult. And the thing that pisses me off the most is these bullies have no idea what they've done. They've probably totally forgotten what they've said to me, and they've probably don't even remember that they bullied me. And I've let them control me in my adult life and the way I think about myself and the way that I present myself, because when I meet people for the first time, I feel like they're going to judge me and I feel like they're not going to accept me for who I am, and the first thing they will notice is, oh wow, she's big. Like, I've lost quite a bit of weight since the beginning of the year, since I've joined a new gym, and I still feel like I look like that girl that was being bullied in high school. And I feel like that it's come to a time where I have to stop letting what they've said about me define who I am, because they don't remember, or they do remember and they don't care. So why should I let that define me? And I feel like growing up, I didn't deserve happiness and I didn't deserve friendships and I didn't deserve love because of the way I looked. I was a bigger kid. I don't know, when I was in school, I felt like a lot of people didn't like me and I never knew why. I wasn't mean. I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. And I feel like, I think I've said I feel like a few times. I think that me working on myself, because this year, 2017, I've made it a goal to work on me and get me into a place where I'm so proud of myself, and so I can be like, shit, yeah, I've lost this amount of weight, or I've been working my ass off, I have achieved deadlifting this amount of weight and hitting goals and being proud of myself. And that's my goal for 2017. I am going to make a separate video of my goals for 2017. I've just been so, since I had Zendaya, I think when you have a kid, you see the world differently. And you hear people say that and you're like, yeah, whatever. But when you have a kid, you do see the world differently. You would do anything for your child. And you want them to grow up the best possible way. And how can I make her grow up the best possible way when I'm so down within myself? I want her, like I said in my previous video, to think she's the most amazing woman in the world. And if people are going to bully her, she's going to stand up. Or if she sees kids being bullied, she's going to be the one that stands up for them. I want her to be strong-minded and strong-willed and have a don't give a shit attitude. I'm sorry, but that's what I want her to have, because I feel like I don't want her to, if someone says something mean to her, I don't want her to take it aboard and drag it on year by year of what they've said. Because I still remember in high school, we were walking to a sport activity and this boy said to me, I can't believe your legs can hold your weight because you're so fat. My biggest insecurity now is my legs, and I have big legs. Yes. They touch. Yes. No thigh gap. No. Definitely not. And I will never have a thigh gap. But I'm learning to accept me for who I am. I work my ass off in the gym, and I'm getting to a place where I'm starting to like my body. I'm starting to show it off a little bit more. Like, I never, growing up, all I wore was long sleeve dresses, tights, and ballet shoes because it hid everything. Now I don't care. I wear like knee length dresses and spaghetti strap shirts, and I'm starting to become a bit more comfortable. Yes, there's so many things I would love to improve about myself, but that's why I go to the gym every single day. The gym is my therapy, and I feel like if I don't go, it puts me in a down mood. And for some people, that they might not understand that, and some people, they will understand that. As I go to the gym for me time. I try to go every day. If I can't go, that was another goal. That's another goal. If I can't go, I'm trying to learn not to beat myself up and be guilty. I can be a guilty eater. If I eat something bad once, I will feel gross and I will feel disgusting about myself. And I also need to learn that I need to treat myself. I'm not about being on this crazy diet that's broccoli and chicken, broccoli and chicken, and broccoli and chicken. I need to live a balanced life, and that's what I'm aiming for. I don't want Zendaya to eat broccoli and chicken all the time. I want her to enjoy life, and I want her to enjoy food, but she needs to have a good relationship with food, and that's what I'm learning to do because I'm the one that's going to introduce this to her. And I want her to do sport activities growing up. I did netball growing up and I absolutely loved it, but I stopped because I don't know why actually, but I feel like if doing netball is something that I have thought about doing again as an adult because there are senior teams, but it holds me back because of my weight. Like, who would want to see that person in that uniform, and you're going to make fun of that person in that bigger uniform. I remember one time on Facebook years ago, someone put up a photo of a girl playing netball, and she was a larger girl. She was tall and big, and one of my friends on Facebook put this up and was making fun of her, and I'm just thinking, what the hell? She's doing something she loves, and she is out there doing something, and you're sitting on Facebook posting about how fat and big this girl is. And I'm just thinking how rude people can be, and I don't understand how people can be so mean to other people and not understand that the actions that they do and the things that they say will affect the person in the future. I'm a prime example. I hold on to every single thing that people have said to me. I had a very close family member of mine. He used to emotionally abuse me. He made me feel like I was the most worthless human in the world. And I don't understand. I understand why he did that, because I won't get into details, but I understand why he did that and what he was doing during that time. But the fact that I was being bullied at school and then coming home to my safety net, which is everyone's home should be their safety net. You should feel safe within your home. And I was coming home and I was being emotionally tortured by this person. And I think that has affected me the most in my adulthood, was how can someone that's supposed to be so close to me say the things that he did to me? And I hold on to that, and I feel like I'm coming to a place where I'm letting go a little bit and I'm accepting, okay, it happened. Now I need to move on, because if I keep thinking like this, it's going to transfer to my daughter, and she's going to be looking in the mirror one day going, holy shit, my legs are big, my arms are big, I've got a double neck, oh, my arms are a bit flappy, and look at my back fat, and I hate my belly and my lower belly, and I freaking look disgusting in this dress. And that's what I don't want her to experience. I want her to be like, fuck yeah, look, I look amazing. Like, and I feel like when people do that, they seem like they're cocky and they're bitches or whatever. And don't mind, I was called a bitch so many times in high school because I feel like I started to stand up for myself and not care a little bit more towards year 8, and I felt very alone in high school, and I felt like I put this bitchy persona up sometimes to cover the sadness that I had, because I felt like I had no friends, and I didn't understand why people didn't like me. And it's so weird that we're going through this stage. I'm nearly 25, and everyone I went to school with, well, not everyone, but a lot of the people I went to school with are now getting married and having babies, and they're being successful in their careers. And I feel like, I think if they look back to their high school days, if they remember what they've done and they've said, I really think they would be like, holy shit. Definitely the ones that have babies, because they don't want their babies to go through bullying and all that type of stuff. And I feel like that quote that I heard last night really hit home, because I have let these people define who I am. And I feel like now it's time to accept and work towards being a happier Taylor and a more positive Taylor. I need a more positive outlook on life. And I feel like my daughter has brought so much positivity into my life and made me see the world so much different, and it's so much brighter. And I feel like without her, I wouldn't be going through this stage where I need to be more accepting. I'm working hard on my fitness because I want to be a good role model for her. If I'm sitting on the lounge eating Maccas every day, she's going to grow up and do the same. And no, I'm not about that. So if she sees, we go for walks and we do this, and if she sees me being active and being more positive, it's going to rub off to her, and that's who I sort of want to form her into. And I think if you have kids, you would totally understand. And yes, I don't know what else to talk about. That quote definition life talk went on for 12 minutes. So yes, today I had a PT session, and my car didn't start before I left. Something told me to go check my car, and I tried to start it and it didn't start. And I said to myself, okay, I am not going to think negatively. I'm just going to be like, yep, accept the fact that my car's not going to start. I called my mum. She came up and babysat so I can go to the gym, and my car got fixed while I was away. It was just only a battery, and I knew it was going to be a battery, so that's why I didn't make a big deal out of it. But I feel like I needed today's session. It was hard. It was intense. I felt like I was going to throw up, but now I feel amazing, and I feel more vibrant and more positive, and that's what makes me love going to the gym. Because even though beforehand some days you just like, shit, I don't want to go, and you make excuses, but once you go and you work out, you feel so amazing. It lets off all these vibes in your body, and you're like, shit, yeah, I can take on the world, and I can move that car, but maybe you can't, but you think you can. But yeah, I come home so happy, and it's rubbed off onto my daughter, and she's so happy. I've just experienced leap 5, so the past 5 weeks I've been really down and upset, and I've taken this leap very personal. And even though it's something I have no control over, but when you see your daughter so upset all the time, you take it personal, or your kid, or your son. And yes, this leap 5 has been a personal leap. I've doubted myself, and I've doubted my way of mothering my child. I feel like some days I've failed her, because some days she would just cry and cry and cry, and she just would want me, and she would want me to hold her all the time. And I felt like I'm holding her too much, or I'm not holding her enough, and shit, my house is getting messy, I need to do this, I need to do that. But at the end of the day, my daughter needed me, so I would, for 5 weeks, the lounge was the place for me. It was the only place you could find me, because she would be asleep on me. She would just always be on me. She would cry when I would leave the room, so there was no point of leaving the room. And if you think I'm spoiling her, that's your opinion. But if my child's going to cry, I'm going to attend to her. I know some days when she will fake cry. She's very prone to that. And I won't go to her because I know she's fake crying. But you can tell the difference between the different cry. And these cries were just like no other. It's like she was so upset, and her tears would roll down her face, and the little tears would fall off her cheeks. And also she was teething as well, so that was a big combination and an experience, and I've learnt a lot during the 5 weeks, and that's what I can take it as. It was a life lesson. It tested my patience. There were some days where I was like, fuck, I can't do this. Like, how can I do this if this is the way it's going to be every single day? But there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and she's out of that leap, and she's back to her happy little self. She has had her moments. Like yesterday, I had a PT session, and we had to reschedule it because Missy Moo was very upset and crying, and she would not let me put her down. So we reschedule it today. That's why I had my PT today. Yeah, so the past 5 weeks have been a big learning lesson, big life lesson about myself and being a mum, and also being a partner. My partner cops a lot of my shit, and I feel horrible. But he's just amazing, and he's very understanding. And yeah, so this is my diary entry number 2. And I am working on getting a camera so I can vlog a little bit and show my days. Maybe film at the gym if I'm a bit more once I get a bit more comfortable, and show you Zendaya, and I can make better one-on-one videos. This is filmed on my iPhone. So yeah, and I would do a video introducing my little daughter. She's a little character, and she's 6 months this week. So yeah, and I might do a introducing update, 6 month update type video. And yes, this has been a long video, and I would like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Mwah.